Did you know there are debts many older adults may never have to pay again? For countless seniors, this truth feels like both a shock and a breath of relief. Some have spent years faithfully sending money to collectors, believing there was no other option, when in fact, the law often says otherwise. The heartbreaking reality is that thousands of retirees across the country are still giving away their limited retirement income to cover debts that no longer have any legal power. And what makes it worse? Many collectors know this, yet they continue to use intimidation, banking on fear rather than truth. Today, we'll uncover 6 specific debts that attorneys regularly warn seniors not to keep paying. These are debts where the law often stands with you, even if someone on the phone tries to convince you otherwise. We'll explain why these debts eventually lose their force, how older adults are often tricked into paying them anyway, and what you could do if collectors won't stop harassing you. Each point will give you clarity, replacing fear with confidence and control. So if you've been worrying that debt is eating away at your retirement, take a deep breath. You're about to discover 6 powerful truths that can completely change the way you handle debt for the rest of your life. Number 1, old medical bills beyond the legal limit. For many seniors, medical debt has piled up after hospital stays, doctor visits, or emergencies. Every envelope from a hospital or collection agency can feel like a dark cloud hanging over you. But here's what most people don't know. Medical debt has an expiration date. Each state sets its own statute of limitations, which defines how long a hospital, clinic, or debt collector has to sue you. In some states, it may be 3 years, in others, 6. But once that time passes, the debt loses its teeth. Collectors might still call, but legally, you are no longer obligated to pay. Here's why this matters. Many older adults fear that unpaid medical bills will take away their Social Security checks. The truth is, by federal law, Social Security is protected from most creditors. No matter what a collector threatens, they cannot reach into that money. This knowledge doesn't just save money, it restores dignity. Think about Eleanor, a 76-year-old retired nurse. For nearly 8 years, she sent $200 each month toward a hospital bill from surgery she had long ago. She truly believed she had no choice. When she finally sat down with a legal aid attorney, she learned her state's statute of limitations had already expired years earlier. In that moment, she realized she could have saved that money for her prescriptions and daily needs. That single truth changed her entire outlook. So if you're still getting collection calls about very old medical bills, pause before paying another penny. Ask yourself, how old is this debt? Has the statute of limitations already passed? If it has, you may already be free. This isn't about dodging responsibility. It's about using the rights that exist to protect seniors who have already sacrificed so much. Not every bill deserves your money, especially when a law says it's no longer enforceable. Number 2, old credit card debt that's time-barred. Credit cards can feel like lifelines during hard times, but the debt from them often lingers far longer than the card itself. What many seniors don't realize is that just like medical bills, credit card debt also comes with a statute of limitations. When that period runs out, the company loses the legal right to sue for repayment. Sure, collectors may still call or send letters, but their only weapon is fear. If the debt is time-barred, you're not required to pay it. Here's the trap. If you make even the smallest payment or admit that the debt is yours, you can restart the clock. Suddenly, the collector has the legal right to come after you again. That's why you should never rush into paying just because someone is yelling at you over the phone. Consider George, a 79-year-old retired factory worker. Collectors called him daily about a credit card he hadn't touched in over 18 years. They demanded thousands and even threatened lawsuits. He was losing sleep, terrified of losing what little he had. But once he visited a senior legal clinic, he discovered the debt had expired long ago. He stopped paying, the harassment eventually ended, and his Social Security remained untouched. That knowledge gave him back his peace of mind. If you're facing old credit card bills, remember, time is often on your side. Companies only have a limited window to act, and once it closes, their power is gone. Don't live in fear of every phone call. Live knowing the law protects you more than you realize. If you're still watching and finding this valuable, comment number 2 below so I know you're with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. You don't want to miss future videos like this. Number 3, certain private student loans. Many people assume student loans never go away, but that's not always true. While federal student loans follow strict rules, certain private student loans actually expire, just like credit card or medical debt. If you, or even your children, took out private loans many years ago and defaulted, there's a good chance lenders no longer have the legal ability to sue. Collectors may still pressure you, but often, the law is already on your side. Here's something else many seniors don't know. Federal student loans are usually discharged when the borrower dies. In many cases, private loans cannot be collected from surviving spouses or children unless they co-signed. Seniors often carry guilt, thinking their kids will be forced to pay, when in reality, that debt usually dies with them. Take the story of Arthur, an 84-year-old grandfather. Decades ago, he borrowed money for a teaching degree he never completed. For years, he kept paying small amounts out of fear that his grandchildren would be saddled with the debt if he didn't. But after speaking to a nonprofit attorney, he discovered the loan was legally uncollectible, and even if it weren't, his grandchildren would never inherit it. That revelation freed him emotionally as much as financially. Sometimes the weight of debt is heavier than the debt itself. But understanding that certain student loans can expire and that they usually don't transfer to family can give you the freedom to finally let go. Number 4, personal loans from friends or family. Some of the most painful debt seniors carry aren't from banks. They're from friends, relatives, or neighbors. These personal loans weigh on the heart, not the credit report. Many seniors feel guilty for decades over small amounts borrowed long ago. But here's the truth. If those loans were never put into writing, or if they're far beyond the statute of limitations, no one can legally force repayment. Handshake deals from years ago may linger in your memory, but they don't hold weight in a court of law. Life happens, jobs are lost, illnesses strike, unexpected expenses arise. If a personal loan was never pursued legally and decades have passed, the law considers it closed. Think about Martha, an 82-year-old who's still worried about the $100 she borrowed from a church friend back in the early 1980s. That friend had long since passed away, yet Martha carried the shame as if she had failed her entire community. When her son finally explained that the debt was not only unenforceable, but meaningless now, she broke down in tears. After 40 years, she could finally forgive herself. As seniors, we must remember, forgiveness includes ourselves. You don't have to carry invisible chains of debts that no longer exist. The law and time have already closed the book. Now it's your turn to lay it down. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, comment number 4 below. And if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications. Your support helps us continue creating content that empowers seniors everywhere. Number 5, expired medical debts. Few things create more fear than old medical bills. A single hospital stay can leave behind thousands in debt that never seems possible to catch up on. For many older adults, these bills sit in a drawer, haunting them for decades. But here's the truth. Medical debts also come with a statute of limitations. After a certain number of years, depending on your state, they become legally unenforceable. Collectors may still try to scare you, sending letters or threatening phone calls, but their words are empty if the debt has expired. They cannot garnish your Social Security, seize your home, or legally force you to pay. Hospitals, in most cases, also cannot deny you future care because of unpaid bills from the past. Take Ruth, an 80-year-old widow. One day, she opened a letter demanding payment for a hospital stay from 1997. The amount was staggering, money she simply didn't have. She was terrified until she called a senior legal hotline and learned the debt was decades past its legal limit. That single phone call gave her nights of sleep back. No senior should spend their later years punishing themselves for debts the law already closed. Your priority is your current health and well-being, not the ghosts of old medical bills. Number 6, utility bills after death. Many seniors lie awake worrying about what will happen to their family when they're gone. Will unpaid electric or water bills fall on their children? Collectors sometimes make this fear worse, implying loved ones must step in and pay. Here's the truth. Unpaid utility bills do not transfer to children or spouses unless their name is already on the account. The account may be closed, but the unpaid balance usually dies with the account holder. Sadly, many grieving families don't know this and feel pressured into paying. But the law is clear. Your loved ones are not responsible for your electric or gas bill unless they voluntarily put their name on the account going forward. Take Henry, a 78-year-old veteran. He spent years worrying that his children would inherit his overdue water bill. But when he finally spoke with an attorney, he learned his family wouldn't owe a cent. The account would simply be closed when he passed. That knowledge freed him to focus on what really mattered, spending time with his grandchildren. For seniors on fixed incomes, remember this. Utility services may be cut off if unpaid, but the debt does not outlive you. Collectors cannot chain your family to what was only your responsibility. If you're still watching and finding this valuable, comment number 6 below. And if you haven't yet, subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss these important videos. Aging already comes with its own challenges. You don't need the added burden of debts you aren't legally required to pay. From expired medical bills, to old credit card balances, to private student loans that vanish at death. The law gives seniors protections most people don't even realize exist. Yet too many older adults suffer in silence, sacrificing food, medicine, and peace of mind to pay collectors who have no valid claim. The truth is this: you have rights, and knowing them can lift a weight off your shoulders you've carried for years. Beyond the money, there's emotional freedom in letting go. Seniors should not spend their later years lying awake, fearing debts from the past. These years are meant for dignity, joy, and time with loved ones. By learning which debts no longer deserve your money, you reclaim both your independence and your peace of mind. So as you reflect on these 6 debts, remember, not every bill that arrives in your mailbox is yours to pay. By protecting yourself with knowledge, you protect your health, your relationships, and the happiness you've earned. Thank you for spending this time with us today. Please share one thing you learned in the comments and how you plan to use in your life. Your words inspire us as much as we hope to inspire you. And if you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating content that protects, informs, and uplifts. We'll see you in the next video.